Big surprise news, guys. We could be getting a brand new MacBook Pro M2 at the March event coming out very, very soon. There's been lots of leaks and rumors pointing towards that we could be getting a brand new MacBook Pro M2, and today I want to discuss my thoughts around this brand new MacBook Pro and the possibility of why it should be coming out in March time and what is going to feature inside it and also its actual design. So starting straight away, as you may have known on other YouTube pages out there and also out on the internet, that basically there is a March event, and that March event is planned for March 8th this year. And at that event, we're expecting to see the brand new iPhone SE, what doesn't really look like it's going to have much of a design change. Also the likes of an iPad Air, again, not much of a design change. But then we're also looking likely we're going to be getting a new MacBook Pro as well, and also a Mac Mini with the M1 Pro or the M1 Max chipset inside it. But today, like I said, I want to focus on that MacBook Pro M2 sort of leaks and rumors out there. So very, very recently, we've had a report saying that Apple have actually kind of filed sort of some registry names for some brand new Macs. If you look here on the Eurasian database, you can see that Apple have filed for 2 new desktop computers, and also they have filed for a kind of a laptop device as well, if you can translate this. Well, good news is there's some people out there who can translate it, and that's what it's basically saying. But like I said, I want to focus on what that laptop device is today. It's most likely that those other devices, that one of them is probably going to be the Mac Mini, and there's a possibility that the other one is going to be to do with that new sort of 27-inch iMac. But that's more video for another day. But like I said, concentrating on that MacBook sort of registration that we've got right there. We have heard for ages that there's a possibility the M2 chipset could be coming out at the early part of 2022. Personally, from my point of view, I've always thought that Apple would want to finish their M1 line first, so get the likes of the M1 Pro, the M1 Max, and any other M1 variants out there first, then start focusing on the M2, the next generation. But there's a possibility that that M2 chipset could be coming in springtime. And how do we know this? Well, we did actually have a leak very, very recently from DigiTimes. Now, DigiTimes don't have the best reputation. I think they've been told they have about 60% of their leaks actually correct. But they did say that a brand new MacBook was going to be coming out in the March event, and it was going to be a MacBook Pro. And to be deadly honest, I took this with a massive pinch of salt, because I thought, you know, DigiTimes not have always been the best and accurate with this. But then ever since we've had this database registration, it's got me thinking that it is possibly true. But then just recently, we have just had a brand new leak or report which just come in from the person who said at the last minute that we were going to get notches on the MacBook Pro 14-inch and 16-inch models, and that did actually come true. And a lot of us thought, well, that was ridiculous if that was going to happen, and it did. That person has claimed that we will be getting an M2 MacBook Pro at the March event. But the main thing to take away from this is the actual design. This person's claiming that the actual design is going to stay the same as the current 13-inch MacBook Pro. So this is the one we have right now with the M1 chipset inside it, and funny enough, this is the one with the touch bar still inside it as well. So there's going to be no changes in actual design. There's going to be no ProMotion, no mini LED display. There's going to be no extra ports. We're just going to get that standard USB-C ports, 2 of them on the side, and just basically underneath the hood, we'll be getting that M2 chipset. But to be honest, when you think about this seems like this is what Apple are doing for all of their sort of products in the March event going along with this, apart from maybe the Mac Mini. Like I said, the iPhone SE, we've been told that basically the design's not going to change this year. It's just going to have a new chip and 5G capability. The same with the iPad Air, what makes sense because it's only been one generation since we've had that design, so I wasn't expecting to change anyway. It'd be a big surprise if it did, but you get the idea. No changes there really. And now to have the 13-inch MacBook Pro again in the same design that we've had now for about 7 years is a bit crazy, to be fair. I thought Apple could do a little bit more effort there if this comes true. Like I said, they are all leaks and rumours, so this might not actually happen. The other thing though to take away is what that M2 chipset is all about. So like I said in some of my previous videos, I have touched on what M2 and what I think it's going to be capable of. I think we're probably going to be seeing probably in CPU performance not a massive jump. I'm talking probably about maybe a sort of 15 to 25% performance jump, and that's not a lot. Remember, that's not up to about a quarter amount of more performance. So it's not going to be a huge amount. It's nowhere going to be even as powerful as say the binned M1 Pro Pro sort of chipset, that one with the 8 core out there. Nothing's going to be changing there. And talk about cores amount, we've been told for the M2 chipset that it's going to probably be an 8 core CPU again. However, one big change that is going to be probably happening is actually to the GPU, and there's going to be an option for basically a 10 core GPU. Right now the M1 chipset has an 8 core GPU, so bumping it up by 2 more cores is going to really give us a big power kind of boost in GPU power. Again, nowhere near what we get with, like, say M1 Pro, because we've got 14 cores, and even still, you know, if you could say that M2 is going to be more powerful in its GPU performance per core, there's only 10 of them compared to the 14. Still, M1 Pro's sort of binned GPU with that 14 core is still probably going to be more powerful. So what I would say right now, guys, if all of this is going to be coming true, and like I said, I'm a bit 50-50 on the fence if this is all going to come true, then basically, yeah, the M2 is worth waiting for. However, if you do have an M1 chipset MacBook Pro out there, or MacBook Air, keep it for the time being, because, you know, like I said, a 25% increase in CPU power, and that's probably the maximum, it's not going to be a massive deal. And why I say a 25% increase, if you look at the likes of, say, the A14 to the A15, there wasn't a massive boost in speed increase there, apart from with the 5-core GPU option, what you got inside the likes of the iPhone 13 Pro models compared to the normal iPhone 13 and the iPad mini as well. But the point is, it's not going to be a significant upgrade to go, oh, get rid of my M1 MacBook Pro and get myself an M2 MacBook Pro. I would definitely say keep with your M1 MacBook Pro for the time being, because it's going to be useful for many, many years to come. But the point is, what I want to get round here, it does look like there is a possibility that we're going to be getting a new MacBook Pro, and it is quite exciting news, and it's a big, big surprise, and it's something, to be honest, that I wasn't expecting to be happening from Apple. But there we go. Everything can be new sometimes. Well guys, just before I wrap up this video, I just want to mention again that this channel is doing a giveaway, and it's for an iPhone 13 Pro Max, the silver white one that you can see right here, and I'm going to be giving this away to one lucky subscriber when we get over 350,000 subscribers, and to be honest, it's not that far away now. So what I'd like you to do to be in a chance to get your hands on this iPhone 13 Pro Max is write down in the comments below what Apple gear you'd like to buy in 2022, or what technology gear you plan to buy in 2022. Put it down in the comments below. And also, at the same time, if you're brand new here, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell, because when we get over that 350,000 subscribers, I'm going to be creating a video announcing who the winner is of this iPhone 13 Pro Max. What I won't be doing is I won't be WhatsApping you, and I won't be telling you to Telegram me like some of those scammers out there who are impersonating me right now, like some of these examples you can see. It will not be me doing this. Like I said, 350,000 subscribers, and I'll be announcing the winner of this international giveaway for this iPhone 13 Pro Max. Well, with that out of the way, and also that latest news about the MacBook Pro M2, it's time to wrap up this video. So if you have enjoyed watching it, guys, please do press the like button, and yeah, hopefully we might see some new Macs coming in March time. But now guys, it's time to go, so I'll see you really, really soon. Take care now. Bye bye.